Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Kern. Thank you so much for joining me. As businesses and offices reopen following the COVID-19 pandemic, safety and social distancing are still going to be top of mind for so many people. And joining me today to talk about practical ways to make this happen is Michael Berg. He's the CEO of NEMO-Q. Michael, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when people go back into public offices, Michael, now or at some point in the future, what are some of the safety concerns that they're going to have, and how can you help mitigate those concerns?
I mean, the basic one is the fact that you're going to have crowds. So you're going to have choke points, be it an NFL game, a hockey game, a store with a sale. Pretty much anywhere you have a government offices that have been closed for a long time, and now they're trying to get that whole backlog handled. And it's quite a bit. In some cases, you're looking at 3 times the normal traffic, and doing that with social distancing and limited capacity and throughput. You need someplace for these people to wait. They can't wait the way they normally did.
That's absolutely right. And one of the things that you've done at NEMO-Q is create contactless ways of making sure that you can get in and out of facilities, right? Kind of talk me through that and why it's so important, especially nowadays for contactless ability to enter and exit places.
Yeah, we have always had a form of contactless queuing, meaning that you can get in line using a computer or your phone. It's not been used widely, other than some places that just kind of want to provide that as an additional or an upgraded service, if you will, for customers and citizens. Now we've had to expand this greatly and give people many different ways to enter a building, when prompted, so to speak. Not just, doctor's offices and things like that. They make you call when you pull up, and they will tell you when to come in. We sort of automate that for larger offices, especially government, healthcare. We're doing a lot of laboratories. A lot of retail had come aboard that were not on board before. And it's all about being able to get in line using your phone, using your computer, and then it's going to tell you when to come into the office, either by a text message or something else. Sometimes you have to check in again when you get into the office at a touchscreen or with a person, but we can eliminate that whole step so that you enter the building and your phone will tell you which window, office, cashier, register, or whatever to go to.
Absolutely. And it stands to reason that businesses are going to be incredibly busy once everything fully reopens and the pandemic is behind us. And so that's going to be really important. So what types of solutions and what types of things should businesses be considering to help manage that influx of people and manage that influx of customers?
Well, the best way to manage the influx of customers is actually by using different forms of appointments. That way you control who's going to be at your office and when. We have a lot of customers that have gone to all appointment-based service, be it retail or again, government offices and healthcare, where you will actually have to make an appointment. And some of them are sadly running pretty far out. You can't always get an appointment immediately, so you have to walk in places where they allow that. And, this creates a problem too, and it's something we've been dealing with for many, many years for a lot of customers. That is blending appointment traffic with walk-in traffic. And of course, now we can actually control how many people are waiting and so on and so forth. Our system will always know how many people are waiting in the lobby. So it's very easy for somebody at the door or with signage or whatever to tell people that, we're at capacity and you're going to have to wait a little bit. So appointments is a very large part of this, and it's something that can be seamlessly integrated with the NEMO-Q system.
Michael, you've been doing this for over 35 years now, so you've seen a lot in the world of queuing. Kind of tell me, from your perspective, what do you expect to see when businesses reopen, and what are some of the primary challenges that you think that businesses are going to need to overcome from this perspective when it comes to queuing in order to keep people safe?
Well, in the case of retail and for-profit businesses, they want to sell as much as possible, but at the same time, they have to limit the number of people that can be around each other. So that's something they're going to have to balance. And often, if you can find a way for people to wait outside in the car and give them a secure place in line so that they know where they're going to be served, they know they're not going to get cut in front of by somebody else and what have you. That alleviates a lot of that, and it makes the business more desirable for the consumer. When it comes to other customers that are running appointments and other ways of queuing, I've seen a lot of issues with servers. Before the pandemic, they might have had appointments for about 10 or 15% of their customers, and now they're running as many as 100. There are a lot of appointment systems out there that have crashed, and there are a lot of servers that have had to be beefed up big time. I've spoken to people that are in the industry, and they're saying that in general, the server sizes have gone up all across the board where it involves healthcare, government offices, labs, or retail. That's something people have to look at before they open up the doors again to any kind of capacity.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. Just so people are aware of what they should expect when this does come about. So these days, Michael, more and more people and more of our lives are lived in the palm of our hands with our cell phones. And you have a mobile app coming out. So tell us a little bit more about the mobile app, what its functionality is, and the ways that it can be used.
Yeah, it's just about done, actually. We're in beta testing right now. We're about to roll it out. We've had similar products before, but not on this scale and not with this kind of flexibility. The idea is that you can use geolocation, or you can simply type in a chain of stores or a state government, and it will show you the different offices that are available and where they're located. And we can show what the wait time is there if you get in line right now. So people can look at drive time versus wait time and things like that and make an intelligent, informed decision on where to go. This app can be standalone so that it's pretty much a NEMO-Q dedicated app where you use it only to get in line. Many parts of the functionality can also be integrated into existing apps that many retailers, healthcare providers, and so on actually have already, where we can put our queuing functionality straight into their app using a pretty easy to use API. Got some pretty interesting use cases. This could be used, for example, at a NFL game, where sure, it's very easy to have people stand in line to buy a hot dog 6 feet from each other, and you're going to leave so many seats open. But how do you handle the gate or the entrance when you actually enter? You could have throngs of people there. So we can use geolocation and put people in line to approach a gate, and it will tell them when to actually go to that gate for entry, so that you don't have 300 people trying to get in at the same time. You have 30. And of course, everything is adjustable and programmable, so that maybe you want 100 people waiting, maybe you only want 3. You can do that. The same thing goes for dentist offices, doctor's offices, whatever. It will tell you when it's time to come in. There's no need to actually call in and say, I'm here, when can I come in? Are you going to come out to get me? It will simply notify you that, Michael, feel free to enter through door 502 or whatever it might be.
And for businesses that are employing the app, obviously that frees up somebody who's not having to man the phones to let people know, yes, it's okay to come in, yes, it's your turn. That promotes efficiency within the business as well, right? Which is maybe something that people wouldn't necessarily immediately pick up on, but that's definitely there, that there are increased efficiencies when you're able to automate some of these processes that way. Absolutely.
And the queuing systems in general increase efficiency with or without a pandemic. But, now that we're in this and we're actually having to having to dedicate resources to make sure that people aren't waiting too close to each other, people aren't standing in line. We don't have to have people call somebody in a car or make sure, you don't have 10 people enter at once and all that. So I think many organizations are frankly lucky right now to just break even as far as resources go. But moving forward, post-pandemic, it should all turn into a pretty good net gain for them.
Absolutely. Michael Berg, CEO of NEMO-Q. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and learning a little bit more about queuing, especially during this time of COVID-19. We, of course, will be back soon with more from NEMO-Q. But until then, I've been your host today, Tyler Kern. Thanks for watching.